can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend.
You know you left me lonely, I could tell them the whole story. It may take a couple hours, I've got time, let's get to chat. How could I explain the situation? Man, it's so damn complicated. Where do I start, where do I end? I should go back to bed. I'm going back to all the basics, teaching myself now how to erase it. It's like learning a whole new language, and I'm afraid, too scared to face it. I just want consistent clarity, but all my thoughts destroying me. Some peace of mind is all I need to give peace to all of my family. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend. You think you are everything I need, but I gotta leave. Try but can't get through to me. It's not you, yeah, it's always me. I close my heart to you, you see it opens up for nobody. It's been so hard to fall asleep. The weather always makes my nose bleed, makes my nose bleed. It's so hard to believe that one day I'll feel peace. I want control over my life, I want that driver's seat. Yeah, it's not you that I need. You push me down when I'm weak. You were never there for me. Go pick up your keys and leave. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend. You think you're everything I need, but I gotta leave. Can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend. Cause you think you are everything I need, but I gotta leave.
When I was a child, everyone treated me badly. Cause I was a little different. I just want to be belong. Won't let them get me down. I wanna be stronger, always remain true to myself. Let me explain. I'm so fast cause I'm hyperactive. Let go plus I think it makes me unattractive. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know and what we require. I'm the last one, maybe is a bit reflective. We're just facts of all self-destructive passion. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know, what we desire. You get what I say. There will be better days. You get what I say. Start to make some peace, let yourself breathe. You get what I say. When you know, when you know, when you know there's a better place to reach. There will be better days. Don't get yourself seized, let your feelings ease. How can me finding myself? I wanna be here at the moment right now. I'm taking my fear and make it disappear. I'll make it work it and I'll show you how. I won't let them get me down. I wanna be stronger, always remain true to myself. Let me explain. I'm so fast cause I'm hyperactive. Let go plus I think it makes me unattractive. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know and what we require. I'm the last one, maybe is a bit reflective. We're just facts of all self-destructive passion. But time goes fast, we should act like a fire, burning everything we know, what we desire. You get what I say. There will be
shape up and pay your dues of my views. That's on you. I'll be on a flight soon to Vienna, seeing you. Gotta know all this propaganda. How do you do? Better get it with my own medicine for you. Never gonna make them think I'll stand there. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know that lose. Don't mind if I do. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know that lose. Don't mind if I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Blitz R6. We've got another closed qualifier here for you. It's the same as last week. It is win or go home. I am joined once again by my esteemed co-caster, Lumi. Lumi, how are you doing today, and how are you looking forward to this matchup?
I am doing well today. I am super excited to see how this is going to go today. I mean, stakes are always high in a close qualifier. You know, these teams have fought their way through the open qualifier. They want to get in this league, and they are looking for that chance. And especially since this is round 2 qualifiers, that means that most of these teams didn't get in last week. So they're kind of looking to redeem themselves, and I'm hoping that will mean we have a lot of good gameplay prepared for us today.
Yeah, we're looking for this one to be a little bit better than it was last week for us. We have no auto going against Mormon Battalion today as we go into our map bans here. You're going to see some interesting bans right off the bat. You're going to see Skyscraper and Chalet going off first. It's no surprise whatsoever. Those are two not necessarily heavily picked. I know Chalet definitely is. Same kind of goes with Bank being taken off the board, and then Lair, of course. Lemmy, what are you seeing when it comes to the first few maps banned here? Is there a trend?
It definitely looks like it. I mean, seeing Lair out early is pretty common in, almost every comp game at this point. Same with Bank and Skyscraper. It looks like No Auto is really looking to try and get a default map in, that's like Club and Chalet, but obviously the Mormon team said that they did not want to play Chalet. So I wonder if they're going to try to take us to some funky maps. And it looks like we will be seeing Consulate from them. So no surprise there. They want to go to a funky, kind of less played map. I'm excited about Cafe, though. That is one of our little default maps. And we cast that one last week, too. So I'm excited to see how these teams will take it differently.
Yes, we did indeed, Lumi. And Cafe is always a hard one to pick, or a hard one to talk about. Playing it's rather easy, if you can believe it. So yeah, Cafe is definitely one of the more safer default type maps. You're looking to get a win if you're no auto on this map, because you're the one who picked it, and you're the one who hopefully is looking for a comfort pick in this. And when it comes to Consulate, yes, we did have a chance to talk a little bit on Consulate last week in the match that we casted. But yeah, it's always good to get a little bit more experience on Consulate. I know when it comes to us talking about it, we haven't really talked about it too much, but also the players being able to play Consulate a little bit more. What are you thinking specifically about these two maps, and what do you think it says about the teams, Lemmy?
I do want to say I think we might have another mix-up with our graphics. If I remember correctly, Nighthaven was picked over Cafe. That is correct, actually, yes. So we rewind a little bit. We're not going to Cafe. We'll be going to Nighthaven for that first map, which I'm excited to see. Nighthaven has got to be one of my favorite maps. And I'm hoping to see that we'll see some new stuff on it, because it is, honestly, I would say that it's becoming one of those more default maps because people prefer it over Consulate and Bank and Lair for the most part, if that makes sense.
No, that is a very good point. You are correct on the little mix-up we had. It is Nighthaven instead of Cafe. Nighthaven is one of those maps that I personally have never had a chance to do anything but play in my ranked matches. So it's certainly going to be an experience for me, but I know it is slowly becoming a little bit more of the norm due to how easy it is to attack, but also how easy it can be to defend if you get the right sights. So Looking forward to seeing how No Auto is going to do when they're the ones who chose to take Mormon Battalion to Nighthaven. That's what it was, to Nighthaven. And then when it comes to Consulate, it really just depends. Like, you got to think maybe Mormon Battalion has some sort of strat, possibly. As we're getting ready to go into, I believe it was, yes, the rest of them. We've got Cafe, the correct Cafe, being banned, along with Clubhouse also being taken off the board. Another one of those normal-esque maps. And then the final map, if we have a chance to go to it, will be Border. Really quickly, Lumi, what are you thinking about Border if we have a chance to go to it as we're getting ready to move on here?
I'm thinking that Border is one of those more default maps as well. I don't think it's actually super commonly played, so I am excited to see that, as it's not something we see a ton, but I think it will be a very fun watch, and I think it'll be a really nice matchup if we do get to see it as our decider map today. I'm always hoping for a third game because it just means we get to see more out of the teams and really see which team has not only the better map pool, who can, play more maps, but also who has more stamina on the team, because playing 3 maps can be tiring if you're not used to it, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, I completely understand where you're going with that. We do have Border being our third map, but that's if we get there, Lumi. Last week, we only had to cast our first 2, and today, we're getting ready to get started here on Nighthaven Labs. Really quickly, what do you think the first site will be for the Defenders?
Honestly, it's a really big toss-up, I think. Some teams really like to take that first site upstairs, and I think that's probably the most common. But I know some teams do like to kind of take it backwards, and they'll start basement and then take upstairs. I know those 2 sites, though, top floor and basement, are the more common sites, and then I'm hoping that we'll get to see some storage as well. We don't see a lot of dining. It's just super easy to get that wall open and get in fast for the attackers, so I know most defenders don't actually like to go there. But it would be fun to see a diversity of sites. I'd love to see people mix it up and get creative with it, but I'm thinking that we'll probably start upstairs.
That's a very good point, Lumi, but there is no time like the present. Let's see what that first site is, and before that, though, let's check on our map, or not our map, our operator bands, as we're getting ready to go into the first match here. No Auto, Mormon Battalion. Mormon Battalion will be the ones who start on defense, as we're getting ready to ban here on Nighthaven Labs. Map 1.
I bet you anything it will be a shield first ban.
That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? But Dokubi?
Oh, I am wrong.
Certainly interesting. Certainly interesting. With her recent nerf, you wouldn't have really thought that she would have went off the board first, maybe even at all, as she's become a little less of a ban, but there might be a reason why they banned Dokubi.
Believe it or not, I heard some teams actually ban her for the Boss G, which makes very small sense to me, as I think the Boss G is really just strong on Vigil for that scope, being able to spawn peek. But, I mean, if some people don't like the gun, makes sense. But there is the shield ban I was talking about on the side of No Auto. Shields are just so strong in this meta, I think there's almost always going to be a shield ban on one of the sides at least.
Yeah, well, you bet anything, and either way, it ended up happening as Montaigne goes off the board first, and there is Vigil also being off the board, so there will be no Boss G shenanigans whatsoever.
I wonder if it really
map
is
1.
the gun.
I believe
People
it probably
just don't
was.
want to see
actually.
the Boss G in this game.
No, hashtag nerf Boss G, please. It's time for it to get nerfed.
When I started playing this game, the Boss G was like the troll pick to take that gun. People were just asking, what are you doing taking this gun? And now people are banning operators because of this gun. That is just a crazy shift.
It's crazy to think that we are now in the year 2024, and this is the first time I think I've ever seen this, even in my own personal experiences, where both Dokebi and Vigil are banned. No Boss G shenanigans whatsoever. Azami also, to try to maybe stop a little bit of that garage play, as we're downstairs for the first site.
All right.
Ready, set, bench deployed.
What are you thinking so far looking at these op lineups?
Well, I'll let you speak on the attack, so I'll quickly run over what I see on the defense. Now, keep in mind, I've never really had a chance to observe and cast a map such as Night Haven Labs, so these are, as of right now, it's my personal experience. Malusi is a very, very good pick for this downstairs. You've got the multiple different entry points, along with the fact that they could fall through any of the hatches, that you could have a Banshee underneath. It's certainly interesting to not see any wall denial besides mute, but if you have a good mute in the right spot, it's no surprise if the wall, either gets open or stays closed.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it looks like that these attackers are going to be looking to do some top-down with that Ram and the Jackal for roam clear, and as we can see, we've got a heavy roam on the side of the defense. That is at least 3 people upstairs, a 4th on the top floor, so that means there's only 1 person on site. Now, if the attackers were aware of this, they could try for a heavy rush and try to just take advantage and power that 1 person on site and get early access, but it looks like that's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to work their way in from top floor, drone it out, clear it out methodically. And we'll have to see which way it goes, and it looks like there's an immediate trade. Someone getting picked off the angle from vertical. He was waiting for that jump in, but got sniped from a rappel instead. And we are now even 4-4. Only 2 minutes left in the round.
Yes, we are down to 1 minute and 45 seconds. They're trying to do exactly what you said here, are the attackers of no auto. Make sure that the top down is safe, but it doesn't matter. Nice little SMG-11 kill from the side of Mormon Battalion, as Slayway goes down, and the SMG-11 takes another victim as Demi on the Maverick, and it takes another one! There goes average, and it's now a 4-1 for Mormon Battalion.
All because of 1 mute player who's able to get 3 kills. Now we see the Ram trying to make something happen in this 1v4. I bet you, if anything, this mute is about to walk up behind her. But 3 people are still upstairs. It does not matter that 1 site player is going to be able to hold it down from a prone angle on the stairs.
The prone. So
Tell you what,
dangerous.
that is tragic to see.
Especially in that site. That is very true. As it is now 1-0 Mormon Battalion.
It's interesting. With such a heavy roam presence, I wonder if the attackers, no auto, will be able to recognize that and take advantage of it and maybe go for a, more direct take if they can't get this roam clear out. I mean, they even had the Jackal. They got 1 kill on the roam.
That is a very good point. You would have thought maybe a little bit more roam clear would have had a chance to develop there, but the quick trade kind of got rid of that main roamer. So you were looking to more of a kind of halfway traditional take there. You did still have someone on that middle floor, but of course, it didn't matter at the end of the day. The SMG-11 always dangerous, as we are seeing a little bit of Mira gameplay. Lumi would know everything about that, wouldn't you?
Mira is one of my favorite ops to play, I will not lie. She is super diverse, and it just gives you a ton of intel. I will say I am surprised when she gets banned because, as you can see, they've got that Ash, which is now a direct counter to Mira, as her breaching charge can break it from a distance, which did not used to be a thing.
Oh, if only it still wasn't, Lumi, as we are also seeing the Twitch come out from Slayway. That is also a direct counter if you can have the opportunity to get behind the Mira and shoot the canister. But with this new little drone boost that the Twitch drones get, as well as Brava drones, it shouldn't be too hard, but it doesn't matter as a Twitch drone goes down early, leaving Slayway with only 1.
Throwing the second in right away. Will we see both Twitch drones wasted off rip? Luckily, she keeps it outside. They're going to be able to hang on to that util a little longer. I will say, it was interesting to see the buck downstairs. This is more of your classic take. Gotta control that recoil, and that's a free kill on their end. But they do know that someone is lobby side. It looks like they're able to get out though and kind of creep away.
Oh, still
Second
got the
Twitch drone
bulletproof,
goes down.
but didn't get any of the mirrors. So it's all up to Ash if they're gonna try to get these mirrors open. But I would like to see the Buck as the Buck gets a kill.
The Buck, remember, walked in basement all by himself, and then he was able to get that pick out. C4 wasted from Tubarão as they are opening this wall with, yes, Mav and Ash.
See, that was a good use of one of the Ash charges, Lumi, but she only has one left, and the only other person that could maybe get it open would be the Ace if he had a chance to get there, as Valkyrie ends up, not Valkyrie, it was Tubarão, ended up taking out Jay on the Buck.
I know someone is in these rafters. Looks like that's what they're trying to clear out. We see a quick trade on the side of the Twitch. Now her drones don't mean anything anymore. She's dead. Looking to see a pillar execute here. They've taken control of connector. Another pick comes out for the defense. We're in a 2v2 now.
These teams,
they have the case.
Definitely a little bit more evenly matched than we might have thought coming into this. This has been a pretty tough match so far for both teams. It's looking good for the side of Mormon Battalion, though, if you're asking me. They know they have to hop in.
They know exactly where both of them are. No C4s left in pocket, though, so they will have to go for gunfights or to just delay them. Ash Charge going to open up that wall, trying to make it walkable.
It's frozen right now, though.
Nice delay. They have 17 seconds left to either get these kills or get the bomb down, and it looks like the defense has the advantage right now. Looking for that pick, trying to get just an angle into the site.
Ace is in.
They're stalling out. Ace is planting. Plant goes.
More. No trades.
Oof.
That was a great execute from Mormon Battalion. I told you that it was looking good for them on defense, and that's exactly what ended up happening for them. That was, I mean, this has been a tough one so far, and we're only two rounds in. But yeah, Mormon Battalion did hold that very perfectly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they just tried to sneak that plant down, and I think, honestly, when you're in that 2v2 situation, it's better to try and just take the gunfights. When you have one person planting them, the defense knows that they have a 2v1, and they can just try to power that 2v1. And once you get that first pick, there's another 2v1, and if you play your trade correctly, it's an easy win for the defense. I think the attackers really stalled out there.
You do have a very good point in bringing that up, as we're seeing a few little attacker repicks here. They see the site that the defenders have chosen, and they decided to swap off of Gridlock onto Flores and off of Blackbeard and onto Striker.
Yep, we are going to storage, as I predicted, over dining. It's just a little easier on the defense. They don't have such direct access to outside walls. The defenders have to do a little more work to get in there. Looks like the attackers are probably going to be doing a top down here, as that seems to be their favored take. I wonder if they try to keep up the same idea of having a Buck, or anyone really, just kind of roam, do a solo lurk. Bandit charge is going upstairs. The defense, at least, is going to be doing a very heavy upstairs hold. They do not want to let them in, or at least not easily.
Yeah, that's a very good point. As we're seeing the Bandit for the first time so far. They brought the Mute the first time. Well, it worked out, but, you know, the wall still did end up getting open a little bit. Castle as well. Flores, direct counter to that, along with Ace being a direct counter to these reinforced walls, if they can just so happen to use maybe a Flores, maybe an IQ from below, get rid of some of these bandit charges.
Drones coming out, spots of Valk sitting in top water, which means they know that they're playing upstairs. They don't know is how many are playing upstairs, so if they try to walk in now, it could end up being bad. We've got the IQ scanning, looking for those Valk cams, almost loses her life just walking by, might still as the Valk tries to get the gunfight. Right behind her, she's got backup though, so it's now a 2v1 with the Valkyrie, but Valk does have the ability to fall back. Here comes the drones, getting that intel. They've got a Raptor player playing that cross, and Raptor gets one, Scoob getting the opening pick. Immediately traded out, but though, somewhere else on the map. Valak is not giving up top water though. She is not letting them walk in. Losing 2 over on the side of Connector though.
She knows for a fact that she is still there. She wants to make sure that she can try to stop her from coming into sight, but it doesn't matter. She backed up a little too much. But once again, no auto goes down average. Going down on the side of no auto as Demi
1v3
flash
and
there.
Deep flashes himself, looking for anything to get done, and he ends the round with a trade. You know, at least he can go in chat and say that he got his one.
Story of this match so far, hasn't it been, Lumi? Just trade after trade after trade. It just hasn't fallen in the direction of no auto yet.
Yeah, you are not wrong about that at all. No auto is struggling to make things happen on attack, but like most maps in this game, Nighthaven is a very defender-sided map. So no auto really just has to get, if they can walk away with 2 rounds on the attack, I'm sure they'll be set up for a decent attempt at holding it. And I mean, this is their map pick, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yes, this is no auto's map.
So we need to see them. Start waking up.
That is definitely, once again, a good point. As we're back downstairs now, we're seeing the same-ish setup. You're seeing a Solus be brought out, along with the usual Melusi. You see a bandit this time. I believe we either had a bandit or a mute last time they were downstairs. Along with Warden and the Pulse, which is certainly a pick, that's for sure.
10 seconds left.
The attackers, we're seeing a Yana swap onto Ashe, and we're seeing a Blackbeard swap onto Ram. Ram is going to be very useful for this downstairs site.
Now, I tell you what, there are 2 really good ways to hold this basement site. One of them is to do a heavy roam, which is exactly what they did round 1. And the second one is to play for C4s, which is exactly what they're doing now with Pulse. You see they have 3 C4s in pocket, and if those are placed well, that can be 3 free picks on the side of defense. So, you know, they've got the RAM, and they've got the IQ to hopefully spot out this Pulse, but if they don't watch where they're standing, especially if they're droning, then we might see some explosive kills coming in, if you know what I mean. But it looks like Ashe is doing a quick entry by herself. She finds the player upstairs in the meeting. Got a little 1v1 action going on here. She knows they have that default cam that's still up. It's really interesting to see her droning herself, though. That gives the defense time to move. It looks like here comes a swing. And she gets opening pick. Onto the Solus, no less.
Just caught Scoob going the wrong way. That was definitely an attacker's advantage there as she was droning herself.
Oh, here comes CLC4.
And there you go.
The pick immediately traded back into a 4v4.
Something about your what's the word I'm looking for? Your insight. You must know more than you are leading on.
Here comes the pulse scanner, looking to see if he can find a heartbeat. He does spot one. Who that is hard for us to tell on this end at least, but you hear the C4 getting ripped, ready for that ping to come out. It does miss. One C4 left in the pocket, and he knows exactly where it is.
Another
Killed
wasted
before the
one after
C4
a
can
kill.
get him. However,
Kill.
defense does have man advantage right now in a 4v3. Bandit on about half health and is about to be taken down to a 3v3. Again, Bandit being low health. A minute left in the round. Attack hasn't really gotten a strong foothold onto site yet. They've started getting some vert out. Those C4 is naturally going to open up some floors as well. So the defense has to be careful where they're standing on site. Drone coming out, giving information, and it does not matter. The defense gets 2 picks there, one in XE and another somewhere else on the map. And now it is down to a 3v1 with the Ram yet again. And if you remember, it was the Ram last time who was also in the 1vx situation on this map. Hopefully we can see her do something else. 30 seconds left in the round. I'm going to start working down XE stairs. Pulse is not looking. There it goes. Gun up. Go for that swing. And it comes to a knife from the Pulse. Wow.
Absolutely methodical. Watching the Ram come down the stairs. Ram not having any idea as to what was going on. At least where the Pulse was specifically. Quick little knife. That's definitely a way to end the round. on the side of the defenders, as they really proved that they had that round in the bag, especially after that opening pick. There were a few trades. I mean, that's kind of been the tale of this match so far, but we're sitting at 4-0 right now, and Mormon Battalion kind of have a little bit of a chokehold on this match, if you're asking me so far.
They definitely do. And I mean, what can you really do in that 1v3 situation with less than 30 seconds on the clock? It is a very tough situation to be in from the Ram. But to get knifed is just downright disrespectful. I mean, it just shows that Mormon Battalion thinks they really have this in the bag. And I really hope that No Auto can prove them wrong. I mean, this is their map pick. Hopefully they can start making something happen for them. Otherwise, I hope they just have a crazy run on the defense. I mean, we've seen a flawless map rotation on the side of Mormon Battalion as they are setting up this top floor yet again. We've got the Mira, the Bandit. Pretty similar setup. What do you think the attack is going to do for this round, though?
Well, they're going to have to get their act together. They're going to have to get their strats together. They're going to have to, I mean, it doesn't really look like they're trying anything different. They've got the Twitch for the Mira. They've got the Maverick again for the Mav trick they did last time. But all of these fancy little strats that they've been trying just haven't been working. They have been getting a trade here and there. But yeah, their strat that they've been trying to go for with them being up top here just hasn't worked out. And it'd be nice to see it work out for them this round, but they might have to change a few things up.
For sure. Getting some damage off, though, onto the Bandit, who is once again all the way down at half HP. We did see that one C4 come out, though, unless I'm mistaken. Yes, the Bandit C4 is gone, meaning there are only 3 left on the defending side. I mean, that is still an insane amount of C4s, but for a team that clearly likes using them, it does make sense. Maverick gonna get that wall soft, waiting for the Ash to come on over and open it up. Once IT Breach is open, it does create a lot of that ghost pressure, so the defense can't play in there quite as comfortably. It looks like Thatcher is gonna be starting to make something happen. Trying to just give some pressure. C4 comes out and kills the Ash and also gets Thatcher down to 17 HP. And Thatcher is just gonna jump into Electric Revolt. They have control of Connector. However, I do not know if they know that Mute is standing there ready to just snipe someone with that shotgun. I mean, if he swings, that Thatcher is as good as dead, being at 17 HP. Drone's coming out. They know he's there now. Will Thatcher just sit there and let his presence be known, or will he swing? 'Tis the question. Swing or not to swing?
Well, let's hope that the swing doesn't come out, because he's got a great angle. And you are on low HP, and he has a shotgun. You might not know that he has a shotgun, but I think you're holding a pretty good angle, as it could have paid off there if you would have corrected your angle a little bit earlier, if you're asking me.
That's interesting. He is using these EMPs to not only get rid of the reticle. There comes a swing, and Thatcher actually wins it. The impact getting rid of the Mute's reticle, making it harder to swing, and we are just seeing the frags coming out on both sides, and is currently down to a 2v1. Still on the side of the defenders. Twitch is going to try to look to find that pick. Half HP, and the Bennett knows exactly where she is. Looking to see if they can make something happen. She needs to get one pick if she wants to try. And she gets taken out by the pistol whip. I tell you what, these plays are happening so fast, it's hard to just even verbally keep up. Both of these teams are wanting to get these rounds over quickly.
No, that's very true. When it comes to Mormon Battalion, they're kind of speedrunning this, in all honesty. This is No Auto's map, which is insane to think about, considering it's 5-0 right now on the side of Mormon Battalion. But they have executed their plan well, if you're asking me. When it comes to defending first, obviously No Auto had picked to attack first on this map. So defending first, they had a feeling that maybe they could get taken to Night Haven, depending on if they have played No Auto before and if they have, kind of scouted them out a little bit. This was No Auto's map, of course, and yeah, it's just they have executed their defense game plan very well. And when it comes to No Auto, I'm not quite sure what's going on. They picked this map. They picked attack first. You would have thought they would have had some sort of strat, I guess you could say, some sort of just anything, and they really haven't shown too much besides the fact that they can kind of hang with Mormon Battalion when it comes to getting the kills. But we'll have to see how this continues to go.
It's really just coming down to the fact that they're not getting traded out. I mean, defense is getting these picks and the attack has no response for them. They're coming close though. It's normally down to 2v2, 1v2. If the attack can get it to be in their favor, I'm hoping they can make something happen. But we are down to the last round of defense. Being storage. Looks like the defenders are going for that heavy upstairs room again, and so the attackers are going to open up warehouse, create that pressure, open up the window. Remember, once things are open, you got to look at them too. You can't just let the defense swing it freely. There we go, opening IT. The bandit is tricking it, and it looks like they're going to be successful with one, if not both. Here comes the second charge.
He got it. Wow.
That is both thermite charges done. They are not going to be able to get any more walls open unless that fuse... Nope, that fuse has soft breach charges. So no more hardwares are getting opened on the side of the attack, which means they have very limited potential now. They're going to need to try to get in somewhere else in the building and establish some pressure. And that's what it looks like what is exactly going on. They're getting these drones coming in. Maybe going to try to walk in rafter door. At least that's what I'd recommend they do at this point. Droning it out. I don't think they saw that bandit tucked, which might come into play later on. Defenders are going to get that opening pick onto the fuse from... Yes, the bandit they did not know is there, and they're going to get a second pick. It's already down to a 2v5 for the attack. Not looking good. They do down the bandit, though. 2v4.
Oh, down the Malusi.
Trying to just see what they can do. With so many people upstairs, though, it's going to be hard for them to confirm these kills. And we're down to a 1v4, 1v3 technically.
He team killed his down team. That was funny. Wow.
And that
Mormon
is
Battalion.
a flawless defense side for Mormon Battalion. No Auto is going to have a tough run now. They are in defense, so hopefully they can try to make something happen. You know, more comfortable side of the map. However, it is not looking good. I believe in them, though. I would love to see them run the gauntlet right now and get another 6-0 defense. However, it's not looking good. What are you thinking?
I mean, wouldn't we both like to see a 6-6 game here? That is something that I would not have ever seen, realistically. But yeah, it's looking like a very, very uphill battle for No Auto on their map, might I add. You gotta think they went attack first because they had something in mind, but whatever it was, they weren't strong enough against Mormon Battalion that the picks didn't fall their way. The what's the word? Swaps? No. When one takes the other one out. What was that called again?
Trade.
Trade. Yes, that's right. When the trades just weren't falling their way.
For sure.
Yeah, you gotta hope that they might have a trick up their sleeve to get a few rounds. They could make it 6-6. I mean, anything's possible, but you gotta hope they got some sort of trick up their sleeve in order to maybe get a few rounds over on Mormon Battalion. It's looking good if you're Mormon Battalion right now.
Honestly, that might even work against Mormon Battalion if they get too comfortable. Try to just run in and gun them down. It might not end up working in their favor. But Snow Auto is going to take us upstairs for that first round, taking a cap can, which means that if Mormon Battalion does not check these doorways, they might be rather unhappy about that. And the cap can is going to play first floor. We see a couple roamers on the first floor, or at least just poking down these staircases. I will admit, a bottom-up take is not super common, so they're probably just trying to make sure that Mormon Battalion doesn't do anything. We've got the Nomad coming out, trying to get this shield player off, and Warden is going to take an aggressive angle into electrical, try to get that opening pick. Once you have the opening pick, it can calm down a lot on the defense side. They just need to play these trades. But he is going to be droned out. They know exactly where he is. They know no one is in connector. Warden is really in this power position by himself, trying to make something happen. Misses that first shot.
No nitro either, Lumi, in the hands of the Warden, who is the one trying to stop them from coming in. He brought the shield instead. So it's really it's really kill them from the window or don't, as we're getting, once again, another trade. But Jay ends up getting another one to make it 4-3 for no auto.
And he is looking
Things
for
are
that
starting
third.
to heat up
He
now.
gets it. Deep also finding a pick. It is down to a 4v1, which the defenders are going to win, giving them their first round of the map, putting them on the board in a pretty decisive victory. I mean, if it came down to a 4-1, I'd love to see that coming from no auto.
That is not at all what you would have expected looking at the scorecard, being 6-0, being mostly kills for Mormon Battalion, getting them those 6 rounds. But yeah, no auto played that perfectly. I'm not going to say that they have shown their trick that they might have up their sleeve. I don't know anything, I swear. But, you know, there is a possibility that was just routine for them. I'm not quite sure why they would have chosen attack first anyway, but either way, maybe they thought they could have had something on attack, but of course it didn't end up going that way, as it's now 6-1 Mormon Battalion, looking to close it out, but it's long road for no auto if they're gonna stay in.
You are not wrong there. They are taking us now to the basement site. It looks like they're setting up for a pretty heavy roam, similar to what Mormon Battalion was doing. So we'll have to see if Mormon Battalion has a better answer to this, and if they can close this map out right now, or if no auto will hang on a little longer.
We'll have to see if no auto does end up hanging on. It would be nice to see them get a few over on them here, but Mormon Battalion is in the power position, and all they need is one attack to go right, one more set of trades to fall in their favor, and they close out no auto's map 1, but it's not quite what's happening just yet, as
And
it's a 5v4
Corrupt is going to find the
again.
opening pick. As you can see, this is a heavily defender-sided map. Corrupt finding a second on that upstairs roam. I wonder if he'll fall back now, or if he's going to try to look for a third. As we can see, Aimkey is kind of by himself, trying to see if he can catch maybe a fallback from the roamers, you know, just holding that cutoff. Maybe they won't realize the window's open and just run by him. But I do not think Corrupt is actually going to leave his upstairs position anytime soon, especially as people are just going to keep walking at him.
A very good point. He seems to be holding a pretty close angle here. He might have had an inkling of someone being up there, especially with Corrupt getting the 2 kills. So, not quite sure if Aimkey is going to stay there or maybe advance up with their IQ. But IQ taking top garage now. Not garage, top raft. Getting rid of that
They've
bulletproof.
established that top floor control. Looking to work it down to first floor, where no auto does still have a roamer or 2. I mean, no, sorry, that was Aimkey in there. But they do have 2 roamers on the first floor. IQ is looking to try and see if they can clear this out while the ram drones ahead. I don't know if they know about this player. It is flashed out, meaning they are going to get their first kill. It's immediately traded out, though, by by Crash. 2v4 for the defenders, though. And now a 1v3.
Now. Another trade. They're not falling towards Mormon Battalion this time. Or no auto getting them.
Maverick is in this 1v3. 45 seconds left. He finds one, is unable to secure a pick, though, just chipping away at the damage. He does not know that there's another player upstairs, though, and Corrupt is going to take advantage of that and secure another round for the side of no auto.
Corrupt with a nice little 3K there to breathe a little bit of life into no auto, as it is now 6-2. No auto taking their first 2 rounds back to back here on Nighthaven. Mormon Battalion, I would like to think, are still in that very firm power position, so to speak. But I mean, you gotta look at the side of no auto. They've really started to put things together on the defense so far.
They definitely have, and I mean, they are at least very trying to show why they picked this map. Mormon Battalion probably starting to think that they might want to slow things down a little bit, figure out what's going wrong, but they also still have plenty of breathing room. You don't want to get complacent though. They want to close this map out as soon as they can, and now that no auto is on an offsite, you know, those top and bottom floors are very classic sites, but the middle floor sites are not as common. So they're now on the offsite. Mormon Battalion is probably thinking they can close things out here. They bring in the Deimos to try and answer what No Auto is doing for that roam.
5 seconds to insertion.
They're trying. We'll have to see. It's definitely a good roam clear option in the Deimos. No Jackal though this time. That didn't quite work out for No Auto when they were on attack. So maybe they took a few notes on that. Nice to see the Twitch with the DMR, the 417, one of my favorite guns in the game, instead of the F2, which is certainly an interesting hit-or-miss type gun, if you're asking me.
I tell you what the defense does have, and that is 2 shotguns in this shotgun meta. We've got Corrupt here just kind of swinging Raptor door, trying to see if he can get an early pick. Putting down that mute charge, making it impossible to drone him out from that angle.
That was a good jammer placement right there. He's going to try to hold that angle.
It looks like he is trying to swing. He knows they're looking at him. He's just trying to psych him out. Maybe see if he can get a free pick. But if Corrupt does lose his life here, that gives the attackers a
big advantage.
Man advantage, yes.
Corrupt getting most of his kills last round, getting a little 3-piece. I wanted to bring it up really quickly. We now have a tie. Most kills in the lobby. Jay and XE each. Both have 9. Aimkey with 8. Oh, XE makes it 10.
Quick trade. And picks are coming out for the side of the defense as they are finding these attackers, and the attackers are unable to trade these kills back. So we're now already down to a 2v4. Nomad trying to work into Warehouse, and the Thermite trying to work in Raptors at the same time. He knows someone's holding there, but he's unable to secure the pick. Meaning that Raptors is still going to be held, and the smoke canister coming out. It's now a 1v4 situation for the attack. He smoked off from Raptor's doors, however, that's not going to stop Jay from swinging it and getting that pick. Now a 1v3, Nomad charge coming down, meaning that he knows exactly where 1 is. He has 50 seconds left to try and make something happen. Going to flash into IT, swing off it most likely, but no one is waiting for him.
If anybody's going to do it, it might be XE.
Sprinting now with his pistol out, and he does not realize there's still someone upstairs. Why is he sprinting?
He didn't get it. Oh, just easy.
If memory serves, he still had 40 minutes left on, or 40 seconds left on the clock. That is a lot of time to take your time, but he did not want to be slow, and now No Auto has brought up another round to have a flawless rotation of the defensive sites. Now they're able to go back upstairs in that comfortable site. Things are not looking good.
Things are slowly beginning to maybe break apart, not fall apart completely, for Mormon Battalion. They're showing that they're a little bit weaker on the attack, but the same could kind of go for No Auto, with this being a little bit more of a defender-sided map. You did point that out. And we have seen defenders win every singular round so far. I don't know if you knew that. Mormon Battalion got all 6 of theirs. Or, I know you knew it, but you know, if you were aware. Mormon Battalion got all 6 of theirs on the defense, and No Auto have their 3 on the defense so far too. So no attacking victory so far. And if it's Mormon Battalion, I mean, yeah, if Mormon Battalion gets the first attacking, then it's the match is over. This map at least.
10 seconds left.
I tell you what, this is reminding me of one of those ranked games where the defenders win every round, and it just comes down to who gets defense in overtime.
That's a good point. It could come down to that. I mean, we are seeing a 6-3. We've seen 3 very clean defender rounds from No Auto. A few trades. They've been falling in the correct position when it comes to no
Interesting
auto this
Banshee
time.
placement there. Looks
it
like the
outside.
defenders are getting increasingly more aggressive with their setups. Warden playing that power position yet again as the attackers are going for this classic connector attack, opening up that head pixel, trying to get the connector push going.
More reinforcements still going down. Ace has one more charge left. No hard breach charges though, so it's up to Ace, except for Thermite as well. Thermite does have one more. It's up to either Ace or Thermite to get whatever wall they want open, or if they want any extra walls open, to get them open for them. But this is a great place to be if you are the Warden. You've got the mute jammer. The fire does come out. That is a little questionable, seeing as though it made him back up a little bit. But yeah, that is still a really good shield placement if you're asking me, as that wall gets opened up. Corrupt takes Anki down with a headshot.
Immediately traded back though by Siege as the attackers finally get some man advantage going. It is now a 4v2 for the side of defense. Immediately traded back by an amazing C4 from Slayway into a 2v2. Thermite is down to 20 HP, and the Thatcher is also now on low HP. Warden gets shot up, and it is now a 1v1 between Thatcher and Valkyrie. Valk on full HP, but only takes one headshot, trading back shots through electrical. Thatcher is throwing out his EMP, which will get rid of Valkyrie's vertical. As he pushes, Slayway is going to get the pick, though, meaning that the defenders get another round onto Mormon Battalion, bringing us to 4-6.
Slayway finally having things go his way, as it is 6-4 currently. No auto, only down 2 now, but defenders, this has literally just been the defenders show. All of these sites, except for maybe the kitchen, are pretty easy to hold if you're a defender, as we are being currently shown by these two teams. And yeah, you're just looking for a spark on the attacking side, especially if you don't get defense first in overtime. But it depends on if we go to that. It's looking like we might, Lumi.
It definitely is. I mean, the attackers had a 4v2 situation, but all it took was one well-placed C4 to immediately trade it back to an even man count, which Slayway was able to just win the 1v1. And now they are back to basement, which they were able to win out originally. Trying to do a similar take. They've got that Solus, which is interesting, seeing as she was recently nerfed. What do you think about the Solus nerf?
Well, you know, as someone who liked to play either Solus or Bandit a lot on defense, it personally hurt my heart a little bit. But I'm still gonna play her. I've still been playing her. I've liked her kit ever since she came out. They did take away her impacts, which made me cry a little bit. But either way, Solus is still so serviceable, even though a lot of people are tagging her as the worst op in Siege now. Like, yes, she does have a few problems, but either way, she's still definitely serviceable. As average takes out Cass, and you're looking at another defender round possibly here, as no auto are up 4-5. Really quickly. Exige on the Blitz is now the kill leader with 12. Closely followed by Jay, who is at 10.
Nock is sneaking her way in here. Notice she was able to sidestep the Legion, meaning they have no idea she's in Electrical now, and she might be able to find a free pick, as this IT player is completely unaware. But actually, no, he is aware of her appearance there. He's able to swing, and I think he tagged her up a little bit. No. But he knows she's there. She's lost the element of surprise, and he is just going to drop rafters and fall back safely to the first floor, keeping that man advantage in their favor and falling back to a more safe location.
Look at
Deep
where
finding
Jay
a
is
second
now.
pick.
If Exige goes in on the Blitz, which he was thinking about it, Jay had a very good angle to be able to get him out. But it's 3-3 as Demi goes down at the hands of Volsper. Just trade after trade. It seems to be falling a little bit more into Mormon Battalion's hands. as of right this very second, but we'll have to see as this match quickly gets down to the wire. We still have 1:10, but it's a 3-3. It's not 5-5 right now.
Nock is looking for this lesion, trying to figure out if someone is still roaming upstairs as he goes for the swing, and he's going to miss her as she disappears down XE stairs. She is going to be, not her, but the Blitz is going to be taken out at the hands of Jay, and it is now a 2v3 in favor of the defenders. Nock is trying to work her way through XE, trying to see if she can find a pick. She finds where the Solus is, but is unable to secure it, going for that wallbang and missing. It is now a 2v2 as Wolfsburg gets a pick onto Corrupt. Immediately traded back. And now Maverick is in yet another 1v2 clutch. Both are low though, and it's going to turn it into a 1v1. This could be it for Mormon Battalion.
This could be it.
If Maverick is able to get this. Plant is going down. Solus, remember, can see where the plant is and try and deny it if she goes upstairs. However, that is not what she's going for.
She sees it.
Knows where he is.
She hops in. Oh, it's down.
He's going to stick it, though. Now the wire is on for Solus. And she's got 8 HP. One bullet will kill her, and that is exactly what happens. Mormon Battalion finally closing out this first map with a 7-4 score.
As the players tell each other, good match. I almost thought it was good morning for half a second. But yes, Mormon Battalion ends it 7-4 on No Auto's map. Certainly interesting, as we are seeing Wolfsburg ended up getting the MVP. Wolfsburg had 12 kills. I'm not quite sure if he had as many as Xsiege. Xsiege might have ended with either 13 or 14, but either way, Mormon Battalion takes No Auto's map really quickly before we get into the break, because we do have Consulate coming up next, which is Mormon Battalion's map. What did you think when it comes to, just straight defender wins? Only one attacker win, and it was the last one. What did you think about this match as a whole as we wrap up getting ready to go to the break?
I think that both teams are clearly much more comfortable on defense, at least on Nighthaven. I mean, to see so many just straight defense rounds won, it was really surprising. And even that one the attackers did win, it came down to the wire. And I know that No Auto is sitting there and at least one player saying, oh, if I had just done this differently, we might have taken it to overtime. But to think that Mormon Battalion almost let them take it to overtime after having such a decisive map half advantage, it was very surprising. I think I said that word 3 times, but that's just how surprising it was.
That's about like me with the word interesting. Once again, that was a very interesting Nighthaven Labs, as we saw No Auto's map pick go up first. No Auto started off on the attack. They ended up dropping 6 straight to Mormon Battalion. It was 6-0. They came back, made it 6-4, did No Auto. But ultimately, the first attack round victory ended it on map 1. We go now, after the break, to Consulate, which is the map pick for Mormon Battalion. Any last words before the break, Lumi?
I am just hoping that we are able to see more from No Auto. They will be starting defense on this map, so hopefully they can use that advantage to get a advantage on Mormon Battalion, but I'm excited to see what happens in map 2.
Well, dear viewers, we will talk more after the break, but we have Consulate coming up. We'll kind of reiterate a little bit going into that, but Consulate coming up, that is Mormon Battalion's map pick. Quick little recap, 7-4 Mormon Battalion on No Auto's map pick of Nighthaven Labs, but stick around, make sure you go grab some popcorn just in case, as we are getting ready to hopefully see a map 3, but either way, we have to do map 2 first. That's Consulate coming up next, right after this short break.
I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend.
You know you left me lonely, I could tell them the whole story. It may take a couple hours, I've got time, let's get the chat. How could I explain the situation? Man, it's so damn complicated. Where do I start, where do I end? I should go back to bed, I'm going back to all the basics. Teaching myself now how to erase it. It's like learning a whole new language, and I'm afraid, too scared to face it. I just want consistent clarity, but all my thoughts destroying me. Some peace of mind is all I need, give peace to all of my family. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend. You think you are try but can't get through to me. It's not you, yeah, it's always me. I close my heart to you, you see it opens up for nobody. It's been so hard to fall asleep, the weather always makes my nose bleed. Makes my nose bleed. It's so hard to believe that one day I'll feel peace. I want control over my life, I want that driver's seat. Yeah, it's not you that I need. You push me down when I'm weak. You were never there for me. Go pick up your keys and leave. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't need an ask, don't play pretend. You think you're everything I need, but I gotta leave. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend. Cause you think you are everything I need, but I gotta leave.
Wow, we got a sneak peek at the lobby before we come back to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got your popcorn. We're, once again, like I said, on Consulate here. This is Mormon Battalion's map pick. It was 7-4 Nighthaven Labs. On Nighthaven Labs was no autos pick. So yeah, it was 7-4 at the beginning there on that first map. And really quickly, Lumi, what are you looking to see here on Mormon Battalion's map before we get into the bans?
I am looking to see if we won't see an even more decisive match, as Mormon Battalion showed that they are here to win just from map 1, coming out with a 6-0 half, meaning they did not lose a single defensive round, and I'm wondering if they will not try to have that same prowess on Consulate, their own pick. I mean, once you win the enemy's map pick, it should be pretty simple to win your own if you're picking the right map.
That's a very good point. You gotta hope they pick the right map here, but the time for talking, once again, is over. We're looking to see, hopefully, maybe a map 3, but either way, we're going into the bans here, as we are getting ready for map 2, which will be Consulate. But hold on now, getting a little bit of a word here that we are jumping the gun a little bit. So yeah, Consulate is coming up. Border, as a reminder, is map 3. Just in case we have a chance to go to that, that will be the decider. But really quickly, when it comes to Consulate specifically, what are you looking for, especially out of Mormon Battalion, this being their map?
I am betting that we're going to see a lot of top-down clears, very similar to Nighthaven. This map is pretty cookie cutter once you kind of learn the layout, very easy to do top-downs. We did see a couple lurky roam plays going on, which this map also does lend itself very well to, especially with the kind of room-to-room layout. There aren't a whole lot of long hallways that you can get caught walking down. So I think this would be the perfect map to try and bring out some of those lurk plays, really looking to just kind of try and do something unorthodox, something that will catch the other team off guard. And especially this being Mormon Battalion's pick, I like to think that they have something up their sleeve. But the other half of me is really hoping that No Auto can pull this out, so we do get to see Border as our third map.
Take notes, ladies and gentlemen. I have a pro across the desk from me. Yeah, Lumi, you've got a great point. Everything that you said when it comes to you've got the windows that you can rappel on for that top floor. You've got the garage with the big garage wall. And then you've got yellow, of course, being it's definitely something that you would like to maybe push with a shield if Montaigne doesn't get banned. But yeah, it's definitely something that, especially with that back spiral as well, being a little darker back there, it's definitely, there's multiple different ways that you can attack the bottom floor. When it comes to the top floor, you got to come up through spiral, you got to come up through the other set of stairs on the other side of the map, or you can just rappel on that main window. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what our first defense site will be. And I'm looking to see how the attackers can maybe get on the board early here instead of getting on the board at the very end like they did last map.
For sure. And if you do remember from last week when we watched Consulate, the attackers do have a pretty big advantage with how many windows there are on the top site, which is likely what we will see first. And I do believe the lobby is ready. So unless you have any other comments to make, I think we should be ready to get into operator bans pretty quickly here.
Yeah, I do have one final comment here. I'm looking to see how Mormon Battalion are going to play this on their map specifically. You got to think that maybe, I believe it was Cafe that was banned right after this. And then there was another map banned right after it as well. I believe it was, I can't remember either way. Yeah, you got to think that there was a specific reason that Mormon Battalion took us to Consulate. I almost said Cafe. You got to think there's a specific reason why they took us to Consulate here. And if they start on the defense, which I can't quite remember who's starting on what, if they start on the defense on this map, you got to believe that they might have a trick up their sleeve.
For sure. And I think if I remember correctly from the map bans, Mormon Battalion was actually banning a lot of the more default maps except for Lair. I mean, everyone kind of dislikes Lair, I think. But I think this was kind of their way of showing No Auto that we want to take you to these more diverse maps to see just how deep your map pool is. Because some of these newer comp teams, some of the less established, still trying to get to know how to play with each other teams, they really stick to these default maps, such as Chalet, Clubhouse, Nighthaven. But Mormon Battalion, keep forgetting their name, I'm so sorry. They banned a lot of these kind of maps, and they took us to Consulate. I think it is to really try and psych out No Auto.
You gotta hope that it's gonna work for Mormon Battalion, as we are ready for game time. It is map 2 for these closed qualifiers. This is win or go home for No Auto here, as Mormon Battalion took map 174, as Montaigne goes off the board very first here. So no shield pushing through
I
yellow.
wonder if we'll see another Dokkaebi ban.
BLITZ.
They don't like that
true.
Boss G.
These two teams have been known to ban Dokkaebi and Vigil. If you missed the bans on Nighthaven Labs, they don't like the Boss G. And that could come true here. Yep. We're going to see Vigil again, aren't we?
I think Vigil was banned by No Auto last map, so it might take a second. If I remember correctly, Mormon Battalion did ban Azami, which is another very strong pick on Consulate, so I would not be surprised to see her banned yet again.
Azami altogether being a pretty strong operator as Valkyrie. Interesting.
They really want to limit that util that No Auto has available to them. And there's the Vigil ban.
We knew it was
no more
coming.
Boss Gs again.
No Boss Gs again. These teams right here do not like it very much. We did see last week, I don't think we saw very much Boss G, but we did see some last week when we were casting that match between Prospects and Float Tech here on Split. So we're making sure, No Auto and Mormon Battalion, that is, that there will be no Boss G shenanigans once again on map 2. We'll have to see if we end up going to map 3, where the Boss G will probably be banned then too.
You are not wrong there. And looking at this attacking lineup, I see a Ying, and I see an Amaru, and I see a Nomad. Are you thinking what I'm thinking with this attacker lineup?
I'm thinking what you were thinking. If you were thinking correctly, it would be a quick little meme through the window, smoke Ying plant. Is that what you had in mind?
I do have that in mind. However, with a smoke on the defense, will that deter them? Or if you remember that one play that we saw last week in Prospects Gaming versus a team that I'm forgetting the name of, they were able to fake out the rush. Yes, and they made them think that they were about to do the common rush plant on that bookshelf window, and then they came in a different window and shot everyone in the back.
That is very true.
We'll have to see exactly what kind of take Mormon Battalion is going for. If they can establish themselves on the attack, I'm sure things are going to be looking great for them when they do get on the defense.
We're just looking for some attacking wins, in all honesty, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And as you can see, the hatch being closed means that there is less likely chance of a presence being downstairs, but that vertical is going to mean that there could be someone watching from below for people to be jumping in that window there. And we do have the Wamai roaming downstairs. He's been spotted by drones, as we see the Buck down here trying to establish something. I'm surprised the Amaru is still outside. I mean, they've opened up the windows. They're kind of projecting where they're going, and they are still going to send it. Flash is coming out. Amaru still waiting. Buck is taking some heavy damage. And Corrupt goes down on the side of the defense, meaning the attackers do have that man advantage.
Amaru pinging, trying to clear that window with some flashes. This is where she makes her move.
Coming out. Still waiting to go in. She wants to make sure that things are perfectly ready before she tries to jump in there. Maybe they're trying to clear that smoke out, or at least know where he is so that she doesn't die on that plant.
They also know about that goo mine. You see the 2 rappels over there. They're trying to make sure that it is a flawless entry.
Here she comes. She's nomaded off.
Another
Maru
one.
is planting. Buck gets down, but the diffuser goes down as well.
Wow.
Meaning that they have the plant down. They have the ability to just sit on these window repels and play retake. The pressure is now on the defense in this 3v3 post-plant match. They have the claymores down to prevent the runouts. And honestly, things are looking very good for the attackers right now.
I mean, Amaru did what was needed, right? Amaru got the plant off, went in at the perfect time, if you're asking
Smoke is
me.
going for it, and he
There
is
goes
gonna be
Wolfsburg again.
killed. 3v2 now as the Buck finally bleeds out. 8 seconds left on this diffuser. 3v1.
Another
cross
Amaru in.
try.
Amaru kick! The Amaru kick!
Oh no!
Final kill
Look
cam
at
of the
that
Amaru
kill
kick.
Cam.
Wow. That's the first time I've ever actually seen that outside of maybe a random standard match. That was
Right?
actually insane.
Well, that certainly does set a precedent for this match. Lorman Battalion is not playing around. As you can see, they are bringing not the same rush ops, but still some very aggressive operators. I doubt we are going to see many classic takes from them, as I think their strategy for the attack is really just going to be to try and run in and get some picks.
That's a good point. Based off what we saw last round with their attacking picks, we're seeing a little bit of a different side of them here. Not necessarily the exact same rush, but they are on the same site, so the same thing could happen. But we are seeing a few different attacker repicks here. None of them into Amaru. Specifically, Wolfsburg swapping off of the Ace to the Grim. That's certainly interesting, don't you think?
That is interesting, as Ace is super helpful just to, you know, get the wall open. Or any wall, especially if they had a castle, which they do not have. But what's interesting about them going to the same site is that it's all going to be about the adaption. I mean, they rushed last round, so they could be expecting it again, or they're just going to try to play it how they want to and kind of just try to, you know, maybe have a better adaptation if they do try a similar rush.
Claymore mine is ready. Using shield.
I like the way this is going down for the attackers so far. They're getting on their windows. And they're getting on the roof. I think they're doing everything about as well as they can as of right now. As we're seeing... Well, Wamai used his only disc as of right now. Of course, they do recharge. No more frost mats. Legion Mine's also recharged, but he has no more currently. And of course, the Warden Shades. He's got plenty of that.
Looks like they're going for an admin take, as the attack is actually going to get the opening pick on the defense. This is the exact opposite of what we were seeing on the last map, as now the attackers have that man advantage. It looks like Slayway is going to try to get something, maybe try to find a little pick. I don't think he knew he was on the rappel, though. Lucky he is able to get away with his life and that added intel. But they need to start trying to figure out how they're going to regain this man advantage. Nading through the drone hole to really try to cut off that player in bathroom. And Legion is going to try to swing, and he's immediately... That was a TK! Oh my gosh. Frost was getting a little overzealous there, worrying about someone pushing admin, that she takes out her own teammate.
Oh.
And is immediately taken out, as well as the defenders
apart.
find themselves in a 4v1 situation, taken to a 3v1 as the Grim is found and secured by a TK. But Enki is going to finish off this round for us with a decisive finish. I mean, wow, it just felt like everything went wrong there for the defenders.
Yeah, it fell apart quickly for No Auto right then, especially after the TK came in. I'm not quite sure if it was intentional or not. I don't think it was. But yeah, everything fell apart very quickly for No Auto. It was already kind of falling in on itself. But yeah, Mormon Battalion with their first 2 attacking victories. First time we've seen 2 attack rounds won, back to back specifically. will be the third one we've seen
Attackers need
tonight.
to locate and defuse
And
as
Mormon
many bombs
Battalion
as they
looking
can.
pretty strong so far on the attacking side of their map.
You are not wrong there. The Mormon Battalion coming out fast and strong with both rounds. The TK definitely setting no auto back. And they're going to take us downstairs now, pretty much deciding that they're going to leave the top floor
Attackers have
alone,
located a bomb.
which probably not a bad idea. Playing basement gives them a little more freedom as there are no window repels and they don't need to worry
10
about,
seconds remaining.
you know, an Amaru flying in a window and planting. And as you see,
5 seconds to
the
insertion.
Scopos pick, now Scopos being the new operator is a very
Attackers
interesting
are moving to
addition
defuse a
to
bomb.
these kind of maps because you can have her heavy roaming upstairs, but, you know, if they try to rush out, just teleport right back down and you're right where your team needs you.
Yeah, I will say yesterday I saw a few different interesting Scopos plays, and this is one of the second, maybe third ever times that I've had a chance to call a match that had a Scopos being played in it. How do you personally feel about the new operator, being as though you are a pro?
I wouldn't quite say that I'm a pro, but we do quite enjoy running Scopos in our matches. It just gives our roamers so much flexibility to be able to move around the map as needed. And, you know, if that secondary robot on the roam isn't found by the attackers, it just gives you so much potential for a late game flank. And
That
looking at this
Maestro.
very interesting floating Maestro cam.
You know, you give these players creativity and an open map, and you will find crazy things as a Brava drone gets taken out there. Oh, the Maestro is hacked. It is floating, but it's also hacked as it gets destroyed, and so does Slayway getting destroyed by Volsper. Opening pick for Mormon Battalion. They're still looking strong, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I mean, getting that opening pick, as I've said probably too many times already, is a very important thing. And, you know, they're getting that vert down, they're getting all of the room they really need, and only a minute 20 left in this round. They're flashing out that Scopus trying to play yellow and trying to entry. They're able to get past and onto yellow stairs. I'm not sure if Scopus is aware of this or if he's outside. But AMP is going to find the second pip of this round onto D, putting them in a 5v3 situation with a minute left. So probably going to start looking to see where they can get this execute down as the thermite rotates back outside. Bullspur taking out another kill onto Corrupt. It's a 5v2.
Volsper looking so strong so far. Exige getting the plant down. Oh, trying to at least, but either way, Mormon Battalion clean that one up in the
Maestro,
best way possible.
yes.
As we saw a team down there. It's all about
Maestro
team
was able to find his one pick in that 1v5 situation, but when it's a 1v5 and you're on the defense and the attackers are just all around you, what can you really do? I mean, it is not a fun situation to be in.
Well, you're not wrong there. I'm sure. How many 1v5s specifically do you think that you've been in?
Oh, 1v5s? I don't think I've been in all that many, thankfully. I have been in too many 1vx's as a hard support. That is going to happen, though. I mean, it's kind of just part of the territory. You're supposed to be the last one in the building and the last one to really take an unnecessary gunfight. So, I know I personally tend to be a very passive player as well. I'm not taking gunfights unless I have to. You know, that's what my entries are for. But
well,
unfortunately, that can mean you're in a lot of 1vx's, and they
that is true.
are not fun.
That is very true. I've never once thought of myself in any way a pro, but I will say, shout out to my duo, you suck. I've been in so many 1v5s, and I'm not even an entry player. But yeah, you are the best R6 player that I know, and I reference you as a pro because you are so much better than anyone I've ever seen. But the same could kind of go for these players here, only I don't know them personally.
Hey, fair enough. And as you can see, we yet again have the Amaru picked on Mormon Battalion as No Auto takes us back to this top floor site. I'm not sure if they're going to try to go for the same thing.
Maybe? Yeah, you were thinking the same thing. I was thinking the fake out.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty easily counterable that you would think from No Auto. I mean, they have that smoke again, so hopefully he would be able to just use that util to shut down the plant. However, Amaru does not have the case. I think they left the case in spawn.
Yeah, that is certainly something.
That is quite the decisive action. They're not going to go for a plant. They're saying that they're going to get these kills and win the round like that. But they are down man now in a 3v4. The smoke, yes, has 30 HP, but that is still a gun that you have to worry about looking at you. I think this Amaru who has picked up the case now.
Oh. She doesn't know, I don't think, about Jay downstairs.
No,
Jay
luckily,
now knows about the rappel. Maybe telling Demi about it a little bit. As the Ying's going out
Ying
from
is about to be
Vesper.
contested from 3 different angles as the Amaru goes in and is shut down. Taking this to a 2v4 situation. Ying and Grim against the world, if you will. And now it is going to be a 1v4 for Xsiege. Currently 0-2 on the board. He's been letting his teammates really get all the guts and glory. But now it's his time to shine as he has a minute on the clock, no case in pocket, and no bees left either. So really, he just has his gun against 2 smoke canisters, Warden, Malusi, and Striker? I forget which one is the defense.
Oh, no, that's Sentry. That's Sentry, you're right.
Sentry, yes. Finding his first body, but not able to find a pick as he takes that gunfight, and he loses, meaning No Auto has entered the chat, if you will. They are finally on the board with their first defensive win. Hopefully this means that they can get their ball rolling, and we can see more from them. Honestly, I wonder if that wasn't just Mormon Battalion getting a little too comfortable, though, and No Auto was able to punish that.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like Mormon Battalion maybe got a little too spread out there. They kind of let the picks fall in the wrong direction quickly. I believe it was a 5v3. I don't even think it was a 5v4 at first, and then it went down to a 4v3, and then at that point, No Auto was kind of comfortably in the lead there. You waste all your util trying to figure out where they are, and you figured out where they are anyway, but it didn't matter because you didn't have any backup, and you also didn't have a very good angle. But either way, 30 health didn't matter for Demi. Demi with the SMG-11 has proven to be a factor in this one as we're looking at a 3-1 score. No Auto getting on the board with a defending round on Mormon Battalion's map.
I tell you what, Corrupt was really the reason why No Auto was able to get so many kills that last map. I'm surprised to see that he is still sitting with 0 kills on the leaderboard. I'm wondering if he might be struggling to get in these favorable gunfights, or, you know, maybe he's just not positioning himself correctly. But to see one of your key players not doing well has got to be frustrating for the side of No Auto.
Well, you could say the same about Xsiege, who has
Not wrong
0
there.
currently on Mormon Battalion, who led the match in total kills. Sorry, I just kind of backtracked on that. He did indeed, though, lead the match in total kills at the end of it last map. I believe he had either 12 or 13. So yeah, it's certainly interesting that you say that because Xsiege as well also only has 0.
Legion already low on HP, 42 health, as we are not even 2 minutes into, more than 2 minutes left on this round. Drone coming out to find that Capcan, immediately shut down as Legion and Capcam are roaming, trying to shut down this admin push before it can happen. I don't know if they know someone is about to walk up those stairs, but their presence is known as they do try to get that early pick. Taking this horizontal basement push is not super common, but personally is one of my favorite takes for basement. Honestly, I love to just rush down back stairs and get onto site as fast as you can because look how many roamers are off site right now.
That is very true. You're seeing up top being held pretty well, but once again, as the Legion Mine goes off and Volsper knocks Slayway down a peg, yeah, you're looking for a classic little back and forth type take here. You've got two. I mean, they're traveling in packs. You've got 2 and 2, and then you've got your roamer. The same could be said technically, I guess, here for Jay, as Jay's trying to come up behind, maybe.
Trying to hit
but
that
he got
late
spotted.
flank. And he is punished for it, letting the attackers get another kill, taking it to a 5v3 situation. Less than a minute now on the clock. Defenders still have the advantage of time, but they do not have the advantage in terms of man count, as they need to try and equalize these numbers if they want to have a chance late round. Osa getting all set up with her shield so that she's comfortable. I tell you what's interesting is a Ram being in the basement.
Yeah, I saw that just half a second ago, and I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, Ram being downstairs, I mean, but you got to look at it like this. The R4C is one of the best guns in the game. So.
Oh! Deep is able to find a double kill as they line up. He's traded back, but it brings this back to a 2v2 and now a 1v1 for the defenders. It's going to be Xsiege who closes it out. No! I was wrong. Xsiege was unable to close it out as No Auto gets their second round. What a comeback for the defenders.
A lot happened right then, but the 2 or 3, I believe, right there at that doorway kills for No Auto were absolutely gigantic in turning that defense round around for them and making it 3-2 now. Certainly been a little closer here.
It definitely has been, as No Auto is taking us back or to the first floor for the first time for the final round on their defensive half.
I just now noticed that. You're correct. So we will be seeing Mormon Battalion on defense on their map pick. Maybe they have something in their back pocket for their defending round, but as of right now, even if Mormon Battalion does drop this round and it goes 3-3, you got to think they're still pretty confident in the fact that they got the 3 attacking rounds to begin with, and they got either the first 2 of them or all 3 of them in succession. So they definitely had some success. They could have started slowing down a little bit, especially if they dropped this one, but you got to think they still feel pretty confident as of right now.
For sure, and I mean, taking even just 3 rounds on your attacking half is really good for them. As you can see, we've got the Pulse playing in the basement. Gonna be looking for that C4, possibly late round onto a planter from below with his scanner.
He's playing it perfectly. He's got the scanner, he's got the nitro, he's got reinforcements if he needs them, but he hasn't used any yet besides the garage wall. And he did all of the barricade work. That when I'm playing with my duo, I do all of the barricade work, and it's hard work. Let me just say it. As Ass goes down first.
Yes, defenders able to find that opening pick as the Blitz walks in and is able to get that Solus. Bringing it back down to a 1v1. The Blitz is going to be shut down, along with Volsper, bringing us to a 2v3 from the defense.
2v4
they have,
quickly now.
Yes, 2v4. Pulse is going to be looking for a nice little nitro kill, as they know the attackers are going to be struggling a little bit. Looks like he's giving up the nitro, and it might be working his way up Spiral, or just going to try and wait it out. I mean, they have...
I believe he had seen the Gridlock who was on the stairs at that time, and he knew he couldn't get a nitro, and he's still 1 floor too low for the nitro, but if he rotates up, he definitely might be able to get 1 here.
Minute 20 left on the clock. 2v4, Gridlock and Deimos. Now, with the Deimos having 1 scanner in pocket, that means he's going to be able to possibly secure 1 kill with it. or at least know where the defenders are. They secured the case, meaning that they're going to be looking to see how they can get this execute down.
Ever since Deimos came out, I've been a big fan of him. I've been playing him. Of course, I am no professional at all whatsoever, so it's basically just been silver ranked. But either way, I'm a big fan of Deimos. If it was me, I would have used it on Pulse maybe, but he might not know that Pulse is the heavy roamer, as he might, based on what I'm seeing so far, be trying to take this Legion, take Reborn out of the equation.
But you gotta remember that when you're scanned, the person scanned also has eyes on the Deimos. Gridlock is going to be able to find a pick and is looking to put this plant down in a 2v3. Now a 1v2 as the pulse is taken out. Gridlock, X-Siege back in that 1vx situation, getting plant down as it goes to 50, and he is faking it. He finds one kill. It's a 1v1. He's close. He flips out the shotgun, and he is unable to take it back. But boy, was it close.
Through the wall. If the wall would have been reinforced there, I believe X-Siege would have been able to swing with the super shorty and probably comfortably get that kill there. But either way, it's now 3-3. What are you thinking if you are no auto coming in hot and making it 3-3?
I am honestly a little worried about no auto still. They're getting onto this attacking half, and they did not win a single attack on Nighthaven, which was their own map pick.
Good point.
So here we are on Mormon Battalion's map pick. No auto has got to show us if they're here to win.
I mean, we've said it once, we'll say it one more time. It's win or go home or no auto right now on Mormon Battalion's map of Consulate, as they have made it for sure 3-3 currently. But you got to think, Lemmy, this is Mormon Battalion's map. You said defenders have been known to win a few more, depending on this map specifically. So you gotta think, are they gonna pull out some tricks, or are they just gonna do what they know to do and kind of just hold it?
With this being Mormon's pick, I would think that they at the very least have a specific way they like to play it. And as you can see, we've got the very common admin extension being that upstairs site, which is very commonly taken as the first site on this map. Attackers looking like they're gonna go for looking for a classic attack here. No Amaru, no Ying, nothing to really imply that they're gonna rush.
They're putting a lot of shields down.
They are gonna get on these repels. Yeah, no kidding.
It looks like the defense had 2, and they put them both down already.
Gonna be opening up that suicide balcony wall, opening windows, just trying to get some phantom pressure, and the Legion is gonna take a heavy hit down to 32 health as he's sitting in admin. They know he's there. They want to try to see if they can isolate this pick to get an early man advantage. But with that corner being safe for him to play, that window being closed, he's able to just kind of sit there on the window. Now he knows they're there. Will he go for the swing? Below as well. They want this Legion dead.
He is getting collapsed in on very quickly. He sticks them red bands out any further, and he's gonna get capped with it. I tried to tell you, Lumi.
And there is the immediate trade back though from Cassie coming out, bringing us to a 4v4. Legion dead and the Brava dead. I'm unaware if they're able to get much Utah with those Brava drops, if any, but Grim is finally going to be stepping foot into the building at 1:14 left in the round, taking into bathroom, meaning that they have a solid hold on admin side, knowing that that Legion is gone. Goyo looking to see if maybe he can get a cheeky little pick, see if he can't bring this further into their favor. And the opposite happens as Corrupt is able to find a pick onto Scoob, meaning that the attackers have that 4v3 advantage. Goyo pops coming out with only 50 seconds left in the round, is going to put the heat on the attackers. They're going to be struggling here.
25 seconds. Goyo lasts 25 seconds. It's one of the longest fire It is the longest fire in the game. So, but Corrupt doesn't care.
Bringing it to a 3v2 as Volsper finally finds an answering pick for the defenders. They still have 2 smoke canisters, and XDH and Volsper each able to find a pick, bringing it to a 1v2. That Mormon Battalion is going to win out. On side of defense.
Kind of what I thought they might do, and they just kind of stuck with it. Consulate top floor specifically is something that a lot of teams prepare for. You know, that if you're gonna prepare for Consulate, you're gonna make sure that you have a correct and appropriate strategy for that top floor. It's kind of the same thing that we saw out of both Float Tech and Prospects last week, with the way that they had the shield on the vending machine. They had, I believe they had a shield in sight. It was the other site that the shield was in. So yeah, I mean, they just kind of stuck in their spot and played that correctly. They played it the exact way that they wanted it to be played. And now it's 4-3 Mormon Battalion.
Mormon Battalion, yes, able to win their first defensive round. Kind of as they should, really, being as it is their map pick. However, No Auto did cut it close. They were able to get that man advantage, which, you know, was answered from Mormon Battalion.
Attackers have located a bomb.
But we shall have to see how they adapt. It looks like they're bringing out the Blitz, a very common adaptation seen in the attacker side recently, is to just, you know, if you can't shoot them, run at them and blind them, right?
Yeah, with Montaigne being banned, you've got a very good point. If you were to answer me this question, though, I know you're a big mirror gal, but I have been wanting to know. I saw you, you know, you being a pro and all. I get a chance to watch your matches every now and then. I see you play a number of different attackers, though, and I'd like to quickly ask you, what is your personal favorite attacker to play? Not just in a pro-ish setting, you know, just one of your favorites to play.
I tell you who my go-to attacker is in a non-comp setting is actually Jackal. I love the ability to kind of see footsteps and see where those roamers are quick, which I bet the attackers are kind of wishing they had now, as they might had known this Fenrir is walking, and Fenrir finds that pick regardless. Now, if there'd been a Jackal, they would have seen those footsteps and known he was there.
They definitely would have, wouldn't they? Oh, man,
However, the Deimos being the first pick out is going to hurt the attackers. Not a single scan used, meaning that he had 0 impact on this round.
That is very true. He had 2 helicopters in pocket, and he didn't let either one of them loose. Now, I do like the little duo we have going. This is our second time casting together. Hopefully, we have plenty more in hand because, like I said, Lumi is definitely more than just a ranked player, but then you've got me as a ranked player.
Ooh.
And that is not a nitro I would have been able to pull off in silver
Onto the Blitz 2 defenders. Aimkey finding a 3rd pick for the defenders, and Volsper finding the 4th, leaving poor Thermite. 2 charges still with pocket, not a wall opened in a 1v5, and it's going to be taken into a flawless rounds for the defenders. I mean, what were these hackers doing?
Yeah, they were super duper isolated. I was gonna tell Reborn right then that I believe in him, but flawless round. I mean, Mormon Battalion are really turning up the heat on defense. Aimkey on Fenrir is turning out to be a serious problem. Fenrir himself, even after his nerf, is still a really good defender, if you're asking me, especially when he's not banned. Of course, me being just a casual ranked player, he gets banned a lot. So it's nice to see him not get banned as much up here in the upper echelon of Siege. But yeah, he's still a problem, and you put him in the hands of the current kill leader, well, second in kills behind Volsper, of Aimkey, and you're bound to see some magic, and we've seen a little bit of it so far already.
That is a very good point. Taking the Fenrir, he's such a heavy roaming operator with having 4 of those gadgets to throw, activating 2 at the time, means that he can kind of position them for where the attackers are pushing, you know? You're not sure exactly where they're going to push off rip, but the second they start making their presence known, you can just kind of rotate that util super easily, and suddenly the attackers are going to have a lot harder of a time.
He's a big sound operator when it comes to hearing that Fenrir go off, but also if you give it a second, they're not going to be able to see anything themselves. So yeah, Fenrir's still a problem in the hands of Anki. He's making Fenrir's name known for sure. Once again, a quick little kill update here. Volsper sitting at the top of the entire match so far with 10. And when it comes to second place, it's Anki with 8. And then we've got a couple 7s and a 6 on the side of No Auto. As we're getting down to it in this match, we've still got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, but you're looking to see some of these attacking pushes hopefully be finished off
The attacker's bomb diffuser has
this
been
time.
dropped.
They are taking us to their first floor site.
Attackers
Remember,
recovered the
No
bomb
Auto
diffuser.
was unsuccessful in... No, sorry, they were successful in holding the site.
Yeah, they were.
But they only took it to it once. So
that's true.
we're trying to see if Mormon can have a better hand. The Legion is unaware that he's on drone, meaning that the attackers do have an advantage if they're able to move quickly. I don't know if they know that he's gone or if that he's just moved over to the side and is not visible. But Slayway is going to be taken out by Volsper as the opening pit comes out on the side of the defense. Ash looking to secure this Legion, which she does, meaning that the man advantage has been traded back. Corrupt finding that kill for No Auto.
That was how you drone successfully. Something about Volsper taking Slayway out. Slayway has died at the hands of Volsper more than anyone on Mormon Battalion, and it's been certainly interesting to see those two go back and
Corrupt.
forth as Corrupt coming in here, knowing something.
He is just walking right in. I'm not sure if the mirror knows he's there. Picks are coming out on
Volsper
both ends
again.
though, and in a very fast gunfight, Volsper finds 2, if not 3, I could be mistaken, to take this round for the side of the defenders.
Volsper had taken 1, and then there was another swap, and then Volsper took the last 2. So Volsper really proving his point here as Mormon Battalion move to match point on their map of Consulate. This is certainly turning into a one-sided affair as of right now.
I'm surprised that we don't see any timeout coming on the side of No Auto as Mormon Battalion has established a lead at 6-3. And No Auto being on the attack, they really have to figure out how they're going to be winning these attacks.
Attackers need
Or
to locate and
they're going
defuse as
home.
many
I mean,
bombs as
like
they can.
we've said before, this is a win and you're in, lose and you're gone situation for this closed qualifiers. Round 2 qualifiers too. So this was the second attempt for these teams to get into the league, and it is looking very heavily like No Auto is not having a fun time.
Yeah, this is 100% win or go home for No Auto. If No Auto somehow does come back, either going to overtime with them or winning it
10 seconds left
7-6,
before insertion.
there will be one more map just in case.
5
That will be
seconds
the
remaining.
decider, just in case we end up having to go there. So yeah, it's win and you get another chance, or you're losing your out for No Auto right now, as it is match point. Mormon Battalion, but a nice little
Is that a spawn
opening
peek
kill
from Slayway?
for No Auto there. From Slayway, yeah.
Oh no, it was a spawn peek from Scoob that Slayway was able to counter.
You're correct. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to see that.
But now the attackers have that man advantage. They've got something going for them, but it looks like Goya might be trying something sneaky. He jumps out and is immediately traded by the Claymore, but he is able to take out Volsper.
did
That
get one.
Amaru, who had pace, was hoping they were probably going for that Amaru plant.
Same one.
But immediately, Deep is able to find another pick onto X-Siege, bringing us into a 4v2 for the attackers. They can still go for this repellent and plant if they have the cover, and they definitely have the man count as they start flashing in bathroom. Deep finds a second pick, bringing us to a 1v4 for the Warden. He's currently fired off from yellow from his own Goyos. Finds the pick onto the floors, knows there's a second, and he gets the down. 1v2 now. Thatcher has case, and Warden is unaware of where these two players are. Able to secure the kill though.
Here's the double kill. Yep. 1v2 now. If you're Cass, you can play this a little bit more setback. You just need a little bit of info.
Thatcher is going to get that plant going down, and with the Ashe able to watch, he misses the pick onto the Ashe, and she is able to just shoot as he tries to jump back into the building, meaning that Corrupt is able to get that final kill for the round.
Played it perfectly. Fenrir going off. Didn't matter. Certainly what you like to see on the side of no auto, but are we going to see another 7-4? Or are we going to see no auto pick up another round to push us a little bit closer to possibly overtime?
I would love to see these teams go to overtime. It's starting to really just feel like the Mormon Battalion is making little mistakes as they're thinking they can get away with kind of cheesy stuff on no auto. And no auto is not letting that happen.
Very true.
Attackers need to
As of
locate
right now,
and
they are
defuse
not.
bombs.
No auto trying to tighten their grip on these last two rounds that they have won. They're trying to make sure that they either push this to OT or they just pull it straight on out. I mean, anything is possible.
And Morbid is definitely trying to close this out now. Just secure that victory so they don't need to worry about throwing a third map.
If throwing a third map into the mix could be certainly interesting. That would honestly make me favor no auto a little bit more if we were to have the opportunity to go, because no auto would have had to come back from down 6-4. But like I say, anything's possible. If you're Mormon Battalion, you're looking to do exactly what you know you can do and hold this top site down. They've already been successful here. They're looking to finish it off. In all honesty, they're looking to make it 7-4 once again, and they're looking to win and get in. Because if you're Mormon Battalion, the win here means you're in this season.
Looks like the attackers are bringing us another classic attack. Capcans on the window could make it interesting if they don't drone that out, but I do believe they will be droned out. It's also pretty easy to see those on a rappel. Kind of wish that Aimkey had put those on a door or something, maybe had a little more impact that way, but with 3 drones now coming into admin, the attackers have pretty clearly displayed where they're trying to go, and C4 comes out from the Capcan, and she is going to get an early pick onto Corrupt, immediately traded by Deep onto Volspur, bringing us back to an even 4v4. 2 minutes left in the round. Capcan now giving up admin, saying he's got enough damage done over there. Let them have it.
Great trade fist.
He's now coming up to clear that stairway, making it easier for the attackers to walk in. Capcan is going to hold this pixel of an angle, trying to get someone caught off guard as the attackers are trying to figure out how they can get past this Warden on the shield and past this Capcan, who's now been spotted and is unaware that he's been spotted, making this an easy pre-fire from Thatcher if he decides to go for it. He's unable to really
out there as well.
make it happen. They know he's there, but they can't see him.
Yeah, he backed up.
Here comes the pick, though, and Aimkey able to find it onto Thatcher, bringing it to a man advantage for the defense, now in a 4v3, minute left. 3v3 now.
Another trade. Each gets knocked off the board by Jay.
Royal Canisters coming out with 50 seconds left, meaning that the attackers are going to be stalled out, bringing it to a 3v2 as Scoob finds a pick onto Deep. 40 seconds left, and these attackers have to figure out if they're going to go for kills or go for a plant. Neither of them have case, though, meaning that their options are limited. Get some chip damage onto the Capcan, though. Was looking to just go for some head tap, it looks like.
Just trying anything.
They know where both of these players are, And AMP's able to find a pick, bring it to a triple kill. Will he get the quadra kill as he knows that he walked in? Crash finding that final kill.
Unbelievable.
As Mormon's battalion takes the map and the game.
Once again, another 7-4. Mormon battalion takes their map. You saw a little bit of fight from No Auto coming back and making it 7-4 in both of those matches. But once again, Mormon battalion, you gotta think that they're going to be going into this season as they have just now qualified in beating No Auto here. Sorry, see ya later, No Auto. You got to think that Mormon Battalion are going to be going into the season on somewhat of a high note now that they didn't have to go to map 3, and yeah, they're in. They qualified and they're ready.
Yeah, you are not wrong about that. No Auto really did put up as much of a fight as they could, but Mormon Battalion just showed them, hey, we want it more, and we are better at these maps. And they are in. And
at the
tonight,
end of the day.
Yes.
And tonight what? No, I'm sorry.
Tonight was the last chance for teams to qualify. So Mormon Battalion able to take that, but No Auto is out of luck. And they are going to need to try again for a different season.
That's true. No Auto, they're done so far. They're not going to get another chance. This was a second set of qualifiers. Yeah. Do you have any closing thoughts for us, Lumi, and how you saw this play out? How you saw Mormon Battalion just kind of have a little bit of a chokehold, so to speak, on both maps? Yeah. What are your closing thoughts for this 7-4 twice victory for Mormon Battalion?
I think that Mormon Battalion definitely gets a little overconfident when they get that lead. And that is really why I think that No Auto was able to take away as many maps as they did. Really looking at this, I honestly think that Mormon Battalion really was just the better team in this case. And that's purely objective just from what I've seen today. But, I mean, a team that is better than a team can still lose rounds and even whole maps if they get overconfident, if they think that they can just, kind of cheese their way into a victory, just run in, not really take the time to actually play the map as it deserves to be played. That is when a team that maybe can't win every gunfight or doesn't know the map as well can pull out these rounds and maps. And I was really hoping to see No Auto do that today, but we were not so lucky. I just hope that Mormon Battalion can kind of get a hold of that and kind of rein that tendency in so that they can have a fun run in BLITZ of this season.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from my esteemed pro co-host Lumi. Final thoughts from her. Final thoughts from me are, well, I'll give you a little bit of a recap. We had Nighthaven Labs where Mormon Battalion won it 7-4. That was No Auto's map pick. And then No Auto went to the home court of Mormon Battalion in Consulate where we saw another 7-4 victory for Mormon Battalion. So yes, once again, sorry, see you later for No Auto. We're getting ready to see a little bit more of Mormon Battalion, hopefully, this season as they won, which meant that they are in this season. Check us out here at BLITZ R6 on either Thursday or Friday. I believe it was Thursday or Friday, one of those two.
It's Thursday.
For the season, it was Thursday, yeah. For the season opener, as we will be streaming that one. The season will start on Thursday. Once again, 7-4 twice for Mormon Battalion. That will do it, though, from us here at the desk. My esteemed professional co-host, Lumi, along with yours truly, Ace of Toronto. Yeah, that will do it. Hopefully we see you on Thursday for the season opener.
I've been in and out my mind since I hit your phone. I've been counting up the times that I did you wrong. I just want you by my side when I get real gone. Feel it's been a little while since we got along. Yeah, we've been playing stupid games, the situation rotates. And they say communication, safe relations, okay. Medicated how I'm patient, wasting time ain't the way. Cause I can see it on your face. I've been tossing, turning, staying up all night long. I've been calling, yearning, wondering what I did wrong. I could tell by your eyes you got something to hide. So open your mind up, let me inside, and let's make it right. Tell me, baby, what's the